Oh man, sometimes you just I look at that bag when I take it out and I put it in my trash bin. And sometimes I just think there are mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of human shit wrapped in plastic to just rot and never
Oh, yeah.
and never be released. It's just in these pockets of plastic that will never degrade.
One day they'll burst from like all the methane gas buildup, and it'll just like you could probably like catch at any time on like any dump, find like 5 or so every hour. They just pop in the hot summer sun.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
terrible. Terrible.
Humans are terrible.
Welcome to the Kevin Welcome to the Kevin Podcast.
Episode 5.
Featuring Jesse Sardos and Kevin Angus.
But I guess the first question would be if there's anything that any kind of projects or like
Yeah.
any movie stuff, any movie scripts, stuff like that.
Well, me and Jake are working on a movie.
Ooh.
It's mostly shot. We've been working on it for about 3 years. Feature-length movie. I think it's going to be around an hour.
Nice.
It's called Ninja/Exorcist Zero Genesis. Actually, being on this podcast is part of my press tour.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's a part of my press tour, so we're really excited about the film. We're hoping to get it out some point this year. No concrete date as of yet, but we are working on it. Like I said, most of my job is done, which is, the filming.
Nice.
As an actor. I'm an actor in the movie.
Of course. I mean, obvious.
That's one of the movies I'm working on. Podcast-wise, I've always had this idea for a podcast, and, you're kind of inspiring me here. My idea for the podcast is it would be called There's Only One, the podcast, and it is a podcast covering the entire Highlander universe. Do you know what Highlander is?
It's one of those movies I think I know a bit about just from like pop culture, but I've never actually watched.
Yeah.
It's like Irish, right?
Yeah, there's like Sean Connery, and it's about like these immortals who like over time are battling against each other.
Oh, is that really what it's about?
That's what it's about, yeah.
I had no idea that. I just saw it was an Irish folklore movie about like basically an Irish version of 300 is what I always pictured.
Oh no, I wouldn't call that. It's about immortals who are like battling each other throughout time. And like the thing is like there can only be one Highlander, so they're like always trying to kill each other.
Ah.
So I think it's an 80s movie. I think the first one, I'm pretty sure it came out in the 80s. And it was like a successful, 1986. It was a successful film, like typical 80s movie. There's a lot of like, sword and sorcery stuff, you fight with swords and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good movie. I watched it when I was a kid on like TV, and I really enjoyed it. But it's mind-boggling to me that there's not just one movie. There's a sequel movie, and then there's a whole collection there's a book series, there's multiple live-action TV series that, came out in the 90s, and then there's also an American animated television series, and there's a Japanese anime film, and then there's like, I think there's maybe 6 total sequel films that have come out, and like the last one that came out was like 2011 or something like that.
Damn.
So I've always had this idea where we would, me and, whoever, maybe just me, who knows, you go through and you watch and experience everything Highlander, the entire series, has to offer.
I think that's a great idea. That sounds awesome.
I kind of like this idea that there's just this universe for this 80s movie that was only like kind of popular. And they like tried to turn it into Star Wars with books and comics and cartoons. And who the hell's watching the Highlander TV series that came out in like 1995? Like, I don't know. I've always had that idea. And like I said, they're always saying, shouting, there could be only one. So I figured there can be only one, the podcast.
Oh, it fits. Now you have to figure out if that podcast name already is taken.
I am seeing there can be only one podcast, but it's not about Highlander.
Oh, then you're good.
So I think I'm good.
You're in the clear.
Because it would be there can be only one, the Highlander podcast.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Boom, I got a beat.
I wonder what is there about the One Ring? Is that what theirs is about?
No, it was I don't know what it was. It was like some kind of like movie thing. One of the episodes was like top 16 Christmas movies. So who the fuck knows?
Well, nice. I think that has a lot of legs. It sounds interesting. Again, who was I thinking of? Who's the guy again? The main guy? Why am I picturing like Mel Gibson?
No, it's not Mel Gibson, but there was like
He has like the crazy long hair.
yeah, he has long hair in the movie. Let me see who's the actual actor's name. Because I can see why you would think that, because he's got kind of like a Braveheart look on like the cover.
I think Braveheart is what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah.
That might be what I'm confusing with a little bit.
It's got Christopher Lambert, Roxanne Hart, Clancy Brown, and Sean Connery.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I recommend the movie. It's a really good movie.
I haven't seen it. Sounds good. I mean, I'm interested now. Even though it's not, a 300 version, in Ireland, I still think it's
This is Billy, and I'm a devout listener of the Kevin Podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts. For anybody who's looking for something a little goofy, something a little different, something a little fun, give it a shot.
One thing I hope to get from our sessions are good dad stories, since
Oh, hell yeah.
none of the other guys are dads.
Right.
But I had one of the classics for the first time recently, where I had to kick down the bathroom door because he locked himself inside, and you can only unlock it from the inside. It just snuck up on me. I didn't see it coming.
Oh, man.
We were playing upstairs, and he was just, obviously he would slam the door, and I'd open it and like peekaboo, that kind of stuff, and I could hear he had closed it and he hadn't reopened it in a while, so I went to open it, and I could hear like the sink running and him like standing on like the footstool playing in the sink. So I jiggled the knob, and of course it didn't move. And Lindsay's like less than like 4 feet away, but she's in our room with the door closed, so she has no idea any of this is happening yet. So I run downstairs quickly and grab like a knife and a fork from the kitchen to see if I can like wedge it in there and try to pop the whatever you call that,
the lock,
doorknob thing. Whatever
thing.
The doorknob.
The doorknob thing. Yep.
Yeah. Pop that out of its hinge and get the door open that way.
Right.
Because of the positioning of like the molding, there is no good angle to actually get the knife or fork in there to actually finagle it. So I opened the door to our room and I was like, Lindsay, I'm gonna have to kick the door down. You're gonna hear loud noises. I just wanted to give you a heads up. And I closed the door again. I didn't really wait for a response. I just closed the door and then I
just closed the door.
Yeah, I went back to the bathroom, listened for a minute to make sure that he was still indeed playing at the sink, which he typically isn't allowed to do for very long. So he was really, soaking it in.
Right.
And then I give it a couple good like shoulder bashes and it doesn't really move. And then I realize I'm going to have to donkey kick this door down, because that's like probably the only way I can get enough leverage to kick very hard at that angle. So
right.
I give it a couple good kicks and then door slams open, wood chips spraying everywhere, like sharp little bits, and he just is having a blast, just playing in the sink.
He didn't even know that the door was locked.
No, he had no idea. And yeah, because then I remembered, he doesn't typically know how to open doorknobs, but like we've practiced it a few times, but like he doesn't quite have the grasp on like the turning motion fully yet.
Right.
I don't think there was any world where he was actually going to be able to twist the knob to unlock it, even if he could follow my instructions. So
right. So this was one of the doorknobs, just to make sure I understand. Doesn't have like a little lock. It's one of those like really annoying ones that you like press in and turn.
Yep. So on the inside, there's the button that you press. So he sees a button. He knows how to press buttons. He presses the button. The button goes in. There's nothing on the other doorknob except for like a tiny, tiny hole that doesn't actually do anything. It's not an unlocking mechanism. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't serve any purpose. There's no method of actually unlocking the door from the outside, which
interesting.
In some sense, it's a bathroom. I get that. But also at the same time, what are you going to do in an emergency situation like so? I guess just kick the door down, because that's what I had to do. So the molding got messed up a little bit, but we don't actually keep like dangerous chemicals in the bathroom. So he was.
Oh, that's good.
He wasn't in too much danger, but it was more like I didn't want him to like dunk his head in the toilet or like fall into the bathtub.
Right.
Or just make a mess at the same time,
Right.
The landlords were, totally fine. They laughed about it because, they've got 3 kids, so they're no stranger to this. But
right.
I guess that was the best case end scenario for me, was that all that happened was I had to kick a door down. But man, I was like, this is a pinnacle dad moment, You're
living the dream right there. You got to kick the door down.
I don't even own a ladder yet, but I have kicked the door down. So
Did you like say, get away from the door? I gotta kick it down.
Yeah, I did. I was like, just step away. I know you're playing in the sink. You're not going to listen to me anyway, but, just be careful. And then just a couple kicks. And
There you go.
I consider having a ladder or like a double ladder, like one of those milestone dad achievements, but I'm not quite there yet. I barely have like tools or anything like that either. I'm not very handy.
Neither am I. But, when you own a house, you just, that kind of adds to the dad,
That's true.
That for me, and I have a ladder. Well, the ladder was just there. There was a bunch of tools that were just like there. So I got a free ladder out of it.
Oh, nice.
I'm terrified of ladders, though. I don't like them. Well, I'm not
I was
terrified.
gonna say, have you gone on the roof yet?
Oh, hell, dude, I'm not going up there. Are you kidding me?
Well, you got to check the gutters sometimes, I guess. That's like why you have ladders.
I guess that's why, but I haven't yet. The closest I got to the roof was when I put up my Christmas tree lights, which, as you saw, still there. I still haven't gotten them off.
It's been icy and cold, though, so I don't
Exactly.
really blame
Next year, think about this. This is a genius idea, okay? Because I feel it, in the neighborhood. I feel the judging of the houses, that other people living in the houses staring at me because I'm the only guy in the street who still has his Christmas tree lights up. I'm going to throw you this idea. Next year, I want to buy color-changing lights that I can change the colors. So then, different holidays, I can change the colors. So maybe in Christmas time, got the classic whites. Then maybe February, all right, we go red for Valentine's Day.
For Valentine's Day, of course.
Yes. And then March, we go classic all green. Okay, then I can leave the lights up from December to March, judge free.
Yeah, those are all Christmas colors still as well, so that still works.
It still works.
How far can you take it, though? Like, is there anything in April?
April? Is there like a yellow light?
I was thinking yellow as well. I don't know why I was thinking yellow.
Yellow is spring. Pink for Easter. But why can't we just have lights? Like, lights on your house is kind of cool. Why can't I just keep them up year round?
I guess that makes sense. I mean, you can even start earlier, though, and do orange for Halloween for October.
Yeah, like orange or purple.
Yeah, and then brown maybe for Thanksgiving, or orange as well again, I guess. Or red. Maybe not red.
Not red, too Christmassy.
Orange.
Purple for Halloween, orange for Thanksgiving time.
You could do purple and orange alternating for Halloween, and then like orange and brown alternating for like.
Okay. For Thanksgiving. All right.
I don't know if I don't know if you can get that technical with the light switching though. Like if you can do like every odd one.
We can go to the moon. We can do that.
That's true. I mean,
come on.
We do have that technology. I won't. That should be the benchmark for our dreams as well. If we can go to the moon.
We could do it.
Why not have a single strip of
color changing lights
that you can just adjust to the month? Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. There is a house on our block that is like one of those houses that's decked out to the T. All decorations, like any available surface they have on their property is covered in some form of decoration. And they're still up. And what he does actually, I've noticed this only this year, because I've actually lived in where I am for a couple of years now. But I've always noticed that he leaves his stuff up. But he does slowly transition from like the Christmassy theme and then into like, the wintry theme into the rest of the winter, and then adds on, as you were saying, like around Valentine's Day, more heart type stuff. He does adjust the big demonstration, but it must be so much work that he has to be retired, and this is like his thing,
right?
Because it's impressive and it's very, very cool, but you have to wonder, like, nobody's giving him acknowledgement or recognition for it, I assume, but he's doing a great job and it looks great and he's keeping up. It's like very, very committed.
Interesting. So that's kind of like taking my idea, but I just want something simple. I'm a simple guy.
It's simple, yeah, of course.
Just strip of lights. That's all I need. We had candy canes up around Christmas time, but I took those off. Took those out. They were in the lawn.
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
I didn't keep the candy canes out. But you know what really pissed me off, honestly, which really, one of the reasons why they're still up there. Because I'm a man of, spite and anger.
Of course.
Just like every other guy around. And my neighbor across the street, first of all, we're putting up the lights on the same weekend.
Oh,
and this guy's getting on his roof. He's got, a path from the end of his driveway up to the top. And, he's got music blaring. Me and my sister are here trying to, just put up a simple string of lights. And this guy's going crazy. And it really just pissed me off. It just pissed me off. It just pissed me off. I was just mad. And then this guy has the nerve. Kevin, he had the nerve. The day after Christmas, all gone.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. That really made me mad. Really. That's what, but yeah, I'm not kidding. He put way more up than I did. Day after Christmas, he's gone. It's gone.
Damn, not even committed.
Right. And it wasn't like we were doing it. That's the thing. I wasn't like doing it the first week in November. This was only like 2 or 3 weeks before December. So this guy puts his shit up. Boom, takes it down like it's nothing. Like it meant nothing to him.
Did he have like the same kind of pomp and circumstance, the whole shebang for taking them down, like all the music?
See, no, because I didn't notice that he was taking it down. I just turn around, all of a sudden it was gone.
So he had shame that time. So he wanted to be seen the first time, but he didn't want anyone to actually see him taking it down.
Right. He was all showy offy. Oh, the music was on. You had the lights on. He's on the roof. He's putting it. He's like you said. He's making a show of it.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Boom. Takes it down like it meant nothing to him. When I know it meant a lot to the guy. Okay. Especially when I was out there putting on my lights. And that's the thing. This street, a lot of old people. Okay. A lot of old people living on the street. People been living there for, 50 years. Me and this guy, though, we're youngins. Yeah, he's around my age, I think. He's probably in his 30s. So he was trying to make a show out of it. And this guy, he'll plow his neighbor's driveway because she's an older woman. So I'm like, all right, it's admirable.
Yeah,
but I get it. You don't gotta
show off about it.
Show off. Jeez, that's the thing. Neighborhood dynamics. I'm going to tell you something else. I'm kind of curious, but I want to get your perspective of this.
I'm ready for this.
Every Monday is garbage day. Okay.
Yep.
So, if you're taking your garbage pails to the driveway, what would you say is like a reasonable time to do that? Like what time would you usually take your garbage to the end of your driveway?
Oh, so like for it to be ready to be collected, so like moving it out. Okay. I usually do it actually Sunday night because ours is Monday morning as well. So I actually do it Sunday night.
Okay. So what time is it when you do it?
If I'm honest, I always aspire to do it like at like 11, but it usually ends up happening at like 1, 2:30.
Whoa. 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to this. No, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. I don't care how late you do it. I really don't. Okay. I do it at like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Right on when we're, putting the baby to bed. I do it before she falls asleep.
That's fair. Yeah.
Kevin, these motherfuckers, they're fucking doing it at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
What?
Like the first fucking thing they do.
What?
Okay, the first fucking thing they do, they get home from work and they take their fucking trash out. I'm sorry. So our garbage comes Tuesday morning. So this is Monday night. This is Monday night.
Oh, I see. Okay. I understand. I got you now. Okay. But still, what?
First of all, there's a lot of things wrong. You have a whole meal, dinner, that you're going to make, and then essentially I'm sure you have something to throw out from that, whether it's a little bit of scraps.
Yeah, you're already starting to fresh trash.
So you're not going to wait till at least after dinner? I'm like, every time I go out there, so a lot of times I pick up the baby, I pick her up from my parents' house, I get home around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and like 90% of my streets already got their garbage pails out.
What the fuck?
And then I'm waltzing out at 8:30, 9 o'clock, banging around my trash cans, and I could just feel how everybody can hear me, and I don't care. But it's mind-boggling to me, and it is infuriating every time I see.
That's so early, though. I'm genuinely in disbelief of how early it is.
I don't know.
It's not even till the following morning, and it's 5 p.m. and you're dragging your trash out. Like,
right?
Did it change recently, and they're used to something else?
I don't know. It's since I've been here, it's been, Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I'm right with you. That is very strange behavior. And the fact that they all do it like that, that's the strangest bit. Like, there must be one person who does it first, and maybe it makes everyone else feel guilty. It's like, oh, I better do it now too, or they just use it as the reminder. But still.
It's not right.
It doesn't make sense. And that's like the only way I can logically understand a scenario where it might happen is everyone is self-conscious enough to be like, oh, there's Dave doing it. better pull out ours as well, because you know how he is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel like it might be, but
It's not like a homeowners association area,
no,
right?
no, nope, not at all.
Okay.
So these are all people, free to put out their garbage whenever they want, and they're choosing to do it at like 5 o'clock in the.
And none of them are doing it at like 2 a.m. Like what?
Nobody near me is doing it at 2 a.m. I feel like every time it's 8:30, 9 o'clock when I do mine, and I feel like I'm the last one. Like I'm looking around every time. I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing any empty driveways.
Because we'll have the occasional like I'll go to bed with trashes now, and then I'll have to wake up earlier than I normally do and move the trash out to the curb and then go back to sleep. But
Kevin, I did that once, and I missed it. We missed it, and this is the worst part.
The worst feeling.
This is the worst part. Okay, we were having company over that week.
No.
Yep. I had to start hiding, so I would take the trash out because they would always be like, "I'll take the trash out for you." Jesse, I'm like, no, I got it. The trash was full when they got there, so I had to start hiding the trash in the back of the garage.
Oh damn. That's fucked up. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want them to know, so I hid it in the back of my garage.
I don't blame you, but I can't. Missing the trash pickup is
yeah, dude.
Does not feel worse than that, especially because your trash can at this point is going to be a large percentage of diapers, and it's going to smell pretty bad.
Yeah.
Kids make your brain rewire to do weird shit.
That is 100% true. It's like the way that I will instantly wake up.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Not as much now, but that first 5-6 months. And it was just like, and I'm one of those people that I have 5 alarms on to fucking wake me up.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't hear the first 4.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird. Yeah. Sometimes I'll try really hard to stay up late. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to play video games. And then I'm just dozing off on the couch 20 minutes later. I'm definitely a dozer. I've never been a person who is really good at staying up late.
What's your average bedtime, would you say?
Now it's probably around 10:30.
Wow.
When I'm trying to stay up late, sometimes it'll be 1, would be late for me.
1's nothing to sniff at though. I mean 10, there's a big difference. That's 3 whole extra hours.
True.
But do you fall asleep instantly? Are you one of those people that can fall asleep right away? I'm not.
Yes.
I'm always. Oh, you are. Oh,
yeah.
I'm very envious of that. I think that's why I can stay up late is because I have my mind has a difficulty kind of settling down for bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm one of those guys who will drink a cup of coffee at 7 and be asleep at 9.
Oh.
If I wanted to, it really doesn't do anything for me. I could just go to sleep. Every once in a while, it'll hit at just the caffeine will hit at just that right time where it keeps me up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not. I very easily to fall asleep.
Is that something that you're happy about? Because it's something that I feel envious of, but obviously I also enjoy the ability to stay up late. But also I wish I slept better at the same time. It's one of those. It's basically kind of like smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I bet most people who do don't feel super proud of it.
Right.
I don't feel proud to have a bad sleep schedule. Some people are always oh, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm not proud of not getting a lot of sleep, but it's, that's just kind of how my brain works. So I don't fight it, but.
Yeah, sometimes I feel it's frustrating when I'm no, I want to stay up. I don't want to sleep. And then it's just, I fall asleep. I want to stay up and do something. Continue playing a game or, watch a TV series. And I'm just I literally can't. I'm falling asleep. And then there's when I'm staying up later, say I am really into a particular game. A game comes out and I'm playing this every night. There's always at least one day a week where I'm falling asleep at 8 o'clock because I need to catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
So I always have that one night where I'm I can't do it tonight. I'm going to bed at 8:30.
For me, it actually is. I usually sleep in on Saturdays. That's the day I sleep in. I'm still in high school and I sleep in sometimes until noon.
But see, now that's fascinating to me because I can't sleep in. That's my other problem.
Oh.
If I go to bed at 10 or 1, I'm waking up at 7. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man. See, that's where Sleepy Kevin, that's why I can't trust him, because if left unchecked, I can just sleep into deep into the afternoon. Like,
Wow. Yeah, I have not been able to like sleep in since I was in like high school, probably.
yeah, I think it's my body desperately trying to catch up on the hours that I never reclaimed. So when
Yeah.
I get the opportunity to sleep in, I'm a very heavy sleeper, like you were saying too. I'm a multiple alarm person. I've slept through alarms even when I've had multiple set.
Yep.
It screwed me over so many times, especially in college. I missed the placement exam in like my freshman orientation for my math levels. I just slept through it for like during the orientation, and I was a math major. I just slept through it. So my first semester there, I just didn't take any math classes because if I just waited till the spring, I could just sign up for whatever one I wanted then.
Right.
Because I knew where I would qualify, and I knew because I slept through the exam, I wasn't allowed to take any math classes. So I took all different, which was fun. You know, it was a fun way to spend my first semester. But yeah, I slept through that, and then I eventually, how do I describe this? So I would be involved in like the commencement ceremonies for like the graduation where I would play my trumpet
Yeah.
amongst like a few trumpet players. So we'd stay like late after the semester ended, and we'd like wake up and like go do the commencement, like playing the trumpets while they come in or whatever. And I had done it a couple semesters in a row. But the last one, somehow that night I had like not put my phone on the charger. So it wasn't even just that I slept through my alarms. My phone was dead, and I was the only person in the res hall left. Everyone else had gone home for the summer, and by some crazy happenstance, I happened to wake up, and like they were like calling campus security, trying to get into the building, trying to get a hold of me because there was no way to find me or figure out what it was. So eventually I stroll up, and I can't remember exactly if I explained fully what happened, but they were not happy, and I still played through it and I did it all. But I was not too surprised when they did not ask me to do it the following semester again. And yeah, so I burned a bridge there as well, unfortunately, but
That's funny.
never really recovered my trumpet reputation there again.
You'd never, could never be forgiven.
It was rough.
You broke the trumpet code,
I felt bad, I did feel genuinely bad, but it's also one of those things that like I probably stayed up that night because I was the only person there, so I probably just stayed up later than I had to, and I probably ordered pizza and just ate all that, like. So I probably didn't set myself up for like a ton of success, but the whole not charging my phone and not having alarms to wake me up, really did it in for me there. So yeah, if I could wake up at a set time like that, I'm sure it would have saved me like throughout my days, but unfortunately I do not have that skill. It eludes me even now.
Thank you for listening to the Kevin Podcast.
Now I have to ask, do you use the mic for work Zoom calls?
No, I
Get that crystal clear. Get that crystal clear, man.
That's not a bad idea. I do just call in. I just call in like everyone else. I just use my phone.
I do connect my headphones to my computer. I got tired of calling in, dude. I can't take it anymore. It's fucking annoying.
I mean, that's fair. You'd think that I would have converted at this point, but I'm like, I don't want.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought you would have done.
It's more like I don't want them to secretly have access to listen to me if I like accidentally leave it on.
Fair enough.
I'm not paranoid about that kind of stuff typically, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just call in.
Yeah.
They don't need to have access to my desktop microphone. It's fine.
They'll just hear me swearing all the time and
pretty much, yeah.
Farting. I imagine there's like some like IT guy who's just like scouring through the files connected to our computers, just like listen to me just saying, "Oh fuck this fucking bullshit," and slamming my door.
And then just hearing each fart as you step, as you walk away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Kevin Podcast.
Goodbye.
See you.